Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome. Very glad you can join me today as the plot continues to thicken in Disco Elysium, which is wonderfully weird and I continue to enjoy it deeply. Except you are, Cahill. Cahill, I'm glad you managed to get today off work. I don't think there would have been much for you to do anyway, so I'm glad you're able to spend a bit of time here. Josh, how are you doing? We're going to hop straight back in without wasting too much time because there's a lot to do. That's fine, Summer. I'm pretty sure you've got Among Us plans. Oh, cool. I didn't catch as much of your stream as I would have liked. Unfortunately, I had stuff to do this afternoon. Well, this like early afternoon. But yeah, I'm glad I could catch. I'm glad I could give you a follow. In fact, you know, just for no particular reason. For no particular reason. Also, for no particular reason. So yeah, we're gonna get back to Disco Elysium, and I am expecting to have to learn some interesting things today. Cahill, A, you're one of my mods. B, you're one of my friends. So, you don't need to do anything to earn this. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Everything showing correctly? Yeah. After the interesting experience that I had yesterday during stream, I'm being very cautious. Cahill, I forget to ask my mods for things. Except for Juice. I always ask Juice. So, in the last stream, we knocked out a racist, we confronted some murderers, but we don't know exactly who they are, and we managed to get into this office. Now, it's time to look around the office. Every worker equals member of the board is written on top of the flyers. Okay, that's what the union members wanted. Hi, Arrow. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. A standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. It's also worth noting, I looked in the mirror during last week's stream, and it's not a pretty image. Someone left the coffee machine on. Interesting. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. That is an unpleasant word to see associated with coffee. I know, Summer, I'm sorry. The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. So I can head upstairs. Punch clock / payphone. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike, use change. So I could potentially phone someone, but I don't think I have anybody I need to phone. But it's curious that it's an option. Oh? This can be opened. On a second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers. It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this. Oh, Kim. Kim, you're a bright star in a dark sky. Let's see what's inside. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Browse through them. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Mundi, Grad, and even Ilmara. I think you should have access, Cahill. I trust you. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuran, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Also, Cahill, if you don't have access, just DM me with what you want and I'll add it. Sure, Red Mage. That's how I've been with most of the streams as well. I'll pop in, but this game's too good to potentially spoil. But thank you for saying hi. That's the part I don't know, Cahill. Maybe a DM would be easiest. Force yourself to go through the drawers. 58% chance. A. Whatever is hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capitals. So, someone who's maybe not particularly literate? Remember, Leo. Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. That's interesting. I know the name Leo, but I can't quite remember from where, so we'll have to find that out. All items in the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled. Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everard. I don't think these are for him. Heck, Arrow! Thank you so much for the sub. In fact, no, not. It is a gifted sub from Chen to Arrow. Chen, you good egg, you. Also, Chen, welcome. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. You have given so many. That is absurd. Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debaudiers Union. He inspects the note. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here. Cahill, I will ban you. What's so special about this borscht? Code for drugs, booze, blood? Bruh, borscht is just like a stew? Cahill, I will cancel you. I'm very grateful to Chen. As he deserves, because he is a good egg. Take another look at the note. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be anything useful going on there. Chen is good. He's a very good egg. And Chen giving another 2 gifted subs to Joshua Caleb and Naked Arcade Bubbles. Thank you, Chen. You're an incredibly good egg. Wait. Need office shades. What do those do? +1 visual calculus, -1 drama. Fuck drama. Look how cool I am. I mean, I'm really not, but... Chen, I'm not going to tell you how many sub points I'm at, because then you're just going to keep gifting subs until that happens. I mean, you are right. This is very Hobocop style. I can get quite a bit of morale back, so I'll get 1 back now quickly. Anything else around here that I... What? There's this, whatever it is. Lejardin 21, which looked like it was a postcard. This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. Okay, so I can sell that? Oh, I've got another one I can sell. But where do I sell these things? So interesting. Wait, so now you've gifted 35 subs? That's absurd, Chen. Thank you, and please don't do anything silly like attempt to get me to my next emote slot. I do want it and I appreciate it, but I will feel bad if you just buy it for me. Okay, he'll shut up. Oh, this is up here. I remember seeing this. Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on the back. Most likely me. Yeah, this is your cloak. You can feel it. Chen. Chen? No. No Chen. I think that's mine. Yes, it does bear the RCM insignia. Summer! Thank you for the gifted sub to Dr. Fat Caddy. No, I refuse. I do not accept this. Cahill, I do not promise anybody a walrus. The service cloak issued to you by your station? Yes, yes I do. Look at this graph is maybe the best meme. As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying. Okay, rad. So I'm currently wearing a jacket that gives me +1. I don't speak French. Esprit de corps, I think. This gives me that, plus +1 shivers. So there's no reason not to wear that. Plus, honestly, now, you know, now I'm in the uniform. Okay, how do I get here? It's interesting that this is shown as interactable, but at the moment I can't get there. Cahill, what is happening? I'm very confused by your brain right now. Collecting rainwater. Okay. But now we're in a new place, and that's important. White pine trees are printed onto the screen covering like a forest under snow. All around you, great machines in... I've never known how to pronounce that word. Quiescence? Something like that. Arrow delivers on the 2 likes almost immediately. I'm trying not to run everywhere because Kim complained, but I need to get places quickly. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and Portland Pilsner. All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here. Did I do this? Well, the lieutenant looks at you, then the bottles. Yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. That's interesting. It's interesting because how would I have been here? Cahill, you can't link people to fucking SCP wikis. I mean, you can, but heck, yeah, I'm just curious how I got here, because now it's all sealed off. I must have been miserable. Yes, the lieutenant agrees. I mean, you're not 100% wrong, Arrow. The scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on. Okay, but before we move on, like, wait, it's a tool. I want to pick up my bottles for recycling. There are. Good lord. There are a lot. We'll take all... No, I have to pick them up individually. Oh my god, I drank a lot of booze. I love Kim just running back and forth. Okay, so that's all of those. Wait a second, is this... This is the building... the apartment building where we looked for that guy earlier. That's very interesting. What? Pig skip? What's a pig skip? Night Watchman's booth. This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads Rene Arnaud. This is where Rene works. I'm gonna look around. Oh no, Cahill. If you must, the lieutenant looks around. But please hurry, we're pretty easy to spot up here. Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. Take the picture. It's a black and white photo of a young couple in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a royal carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She's smiling playfully at the camera. Rene looks like he's about to smile. The photo must be tied to some good memories. Why did you take that picture of Rene? The lieutenant asked, glancing at the photo. I'm making an artistic photo collage. Fuck it, Cahill, post it. I don't mind. I'm teasing you. I'm gonna ask him about it. Okay. Confession. Who is Rene? You're really interested in that old... Oh, Rene! That's who Rene is. Okay. You're really interested in that old soldier, he remarked, surprised. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure. As long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time. I don't think it will. That's genuinely curious. Oh, I can't go down there. Come on. There we go. Sometimes the stairs are a little bit fiddly. Okay. Well, this is a thing I can interact with. Crane control panel. Oh. A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Allumer and Éteindre. I don't speak French. I've said this before, I'm sorry. Are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. On and off. Okay. That's useful. I don't think I need to do this. Or, more importantly, I don't think I have any good reason to do that yet. Like, without knowing what the purpose of that is, there's kind of no point to doing it. Some extra money. Extra health recovery. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform. Kvalsund. I assume that's one of the places in the world, or some kind of manufacturer? Ooh. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. Well, yes, it is a strike. More money! I assume more money. Yes. The speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard. Heck, this is where all the money in the game was. Juice! Industrial-sized thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. That cannot literally just be a thermos, right? Oh! I'm sorry, I didn't actually realize I was going in somewhere. Thank you, Juice, for confirming what we all know. I didn't actually mean to go inside yet, because there was a person out there. The coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. That's interesting. When you see that circle above my head, pressing tab just lets me identify interactable items. And you're Everard, aren't you? You know, that picture is just... that is art. Before you is a walrus of a man. Oh my god, Cahill was right. There is a walrus. I delivered the walrus. So, Cahill, Theseus only comes a little bit later in the game. Although we've already punched a racist, so we're halfway there. Before he was a walrus of a man, seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. Interesting. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. Are you in charge of the dock workers? Cahill cease.
Mr. Kitsaragi, it's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Okay. Mr. Dubois, he knows my name. He knows my name. That's... I mean, I need to know it, so this is good. Mr. Dubois. I will sometimes slip up on that pronunciation because that's a common surname in South Africa, but it's pronounced very differently. Yeah, Juice, I would not have given him that voice, but it's an interesting choice. I was expecting more... not quite Kingpin. There's a particular kind of fat man voice that comes to mind for me.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debargeurs Union here in Martinez.
By the way, how's the game audio? It might be a little bit low, so let me know if I can put it a little bit louder. I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 2. I was thinking the The fat guy from Monkey Island 2, actually. I don't want to put it too loud, but that should be a bit better. Oh, I don't know anything, so I'm excited that you know this, Arrow. Governor Fat, thank you, that was his name. Yes.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand.
That volume better? He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Still a tad low. Okay. I don't want to put it too high, because obviously, I don't want to blow your guys' ears out, and also, I want my voice to still be audible, but should be good. A little bit higher. Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name. Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner as equals. Take a seat, I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out. He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable. Like, this is not a leisure chat. I don't sit. It's kind of my...
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves. I'm still loving this. Whoever did the art for this game is incredible.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage any man who won't face me at eye level.
Then stand up, you fat fuck.
Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no titan of volition, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave. Dang it. Oh, come on. The target was 11 and I rolled a 10? A 10? I was so close. Also, Cahill, do you know that for a fact, or is that just, like, instinct? Because mostly I just don't want to do what this dude tells me to say. Fine, I'll just rifle through your shit. Taxidermy fish that tells time. Okay.
Mr. Dubois, I hope time is on your side this time. Please, take a seat.
I'd rather
Please,
stand.
Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner as equals. Take a seat, I insist.
I know they said it looks like a torture device. But if I want to talk to him, I need to take a seat. If it deals damage, I can recover plenty.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Juice, I failed the roll. I don't think that was one I could re-roll. It wasn't a white check. No, but the volition was failure. Yeah, this was the authority one. But then the previous one, which I can't scroll all the way back. The volition check is the one I failed, unfortunately. Try to wink back. No, just remain serious.
So tell me, How can the head of the Debarges Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
So it is Revachol. Okay. Okay. The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. Pains me to say.
He made me pay for damages. That's actually pretty fair.
This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
That's 25 real. That's good money. You need it. You know
Yes,
Garte?
I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
I see no reason not to take it, but I'm not going to thank him. The problem is, given its size, everybody will know that I've taken it. Fuck it. I'm Hobocop.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
I'm fucking Hobocop, buddy. I don't need your money.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
So... I hate this guy?
Lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lust and gun. I'm not worried. I got this.
Are you alright, Harry? You say you've got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be alright.
Harry Dubois. Okay. That's certainly a name.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be alright.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Chat, do I take the 8% chance? Or do I... No, I'm gonna tag out Kim. This is a tag team match. Yes. I mean, you're not wrong, Summer, but I failed what it took to stand.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
Thank you, Kim.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh! Oh, good, I don't have a choice. Okay. I need your powers, chat. This is gonna be a fucking Goku Spirit Bomb moment. Please. Especially if you have Bar Yi. I'm gonna need your Bar Yi power. Because this is gonna go badly. I literally think I need to roll a 12. Which I won't, but you know. 3, 2, 1, click. It was a failure, but it healed some health. Okay. God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it. No, I'm not about to cry. Try to stay cool. Or so what? Men can cry too. I mean, thank you, Griffin. That arrow. Yeah. I appreciate the fact that it actually shows you your roll. So composure is 3. Dice was 2 plus 5, which would have given me a 10, but I had a modifier of -2. I like the fact that it does show you the underlying numbers. Well, that's the thing, Cahill. Men can cry. I would cry in front of Kim, but I don't want to cry in front of this dude.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
You put me in a fucking torture chair. You fucking walrus-looking fuck. Oh, God. What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Keep sliding down into the chair like a jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. I believe you die. Something like that, Jukes. I think that's when your mind cracks. These are both bad. Let your mind go to your safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
You put me in a torture chair. This is your fault. Maybe you could use your hand somehow? In a kind of throwing motion? Like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois. Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Oh yeah, man. I'm fucking great. Keep sliding. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. I'm just gonna be completely upright. Like forthright. And try to sit upright.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time, and I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Thank you, Kim. Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It's about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity. I mean, it's certainly an option, Arrow. I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade. What? He smacks his forehead, completely flabbergasted. Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? I am. The man rubs his temple and closes his eyes in pain. You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what? He perks up. And gets over it in 2 seconds? Seems like it didn't really hurt him. Fucking... Yes, Arrow. I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject. Thank you for understanding. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. We will continue to do what we must. You too, Lieutenant. He chuckles suddenly. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry. I will actually murder this man. Just in case anybody is curious. None taken, the lieutenant quickly replies, and then turns to you. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry? Wow, Cahill. I wonder why you would say something like that. You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. That's really my name? My god, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? He shrugs with an amazed expression. What are the odds of that? I think the odds of that, he looks at you, are very low. It's true. My memory is a bit hazy. I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is, he taps on the folder in front of him. I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out. Don't trust him. For all you know, Dubois might be his name. You need to confirm this. I know his name! I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. He pauses to look down on a brown folder on his desk. And you were probably right. I can. Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents? The lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles. Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? His eyes never leave yours. Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now. I don't know Spawn, and yet I think I do know the character you're talking about, and you're not wrong, Cahill. Fuck, the glass has fucked up my drama score. It's a red check. I can't take those glasses off. I also hate this man. Like, for several reasons. I'm gonna take the shot. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, heals some morale, even though I didn't get anything useful out of it. Everard's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry. I've got nothing to hide. Oh, Harry, he peeks into the folder, as if it's hard to turn away from the mysteries inside. Oh, wow. This is really something. Enjoy of bun, Cahill. I'm sure it's not that bad, the lieutenant whispers. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that. But how about it, Harry? He leans back in his chair. You need assistance, I presume? Where did you get that folder? Ah, this? He closes the folder. My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry. Oh, so he's got a mole. What skill was it even? Yeah, rigorous self-critique. Failing red checks heals morale or health. Which is pretty fucking good. That's pretty cool. It turns out it was, yeah, because I have needed it several times already. I find that very suspicious. May I have a look? I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. He turns back to you. Please, continue, Harry. You know what? I am not going... These aren't checks. But the game does keep track of this. I need to know a few things. What's my full name? It's Harry. He glances at the folder. Harry Dubois. You feel like a Dubois, but you don't feel like a Harry. Strange. You don't feel like any of these things. You know what your name is. You have a sophisticated name, like that of a count, or a beautiful man. I feel like a Dubois, but not like a Harry. Something longer. That's not my name. My name is Raphael Cousteau. Fuck, I forgot that's the name we used at the start. Don't feel like a Harry. Sure, okay. You're Harold. Harmon. Harold Demas. But that's not what the record says. The record says Harry Dubois. He taps on the folder. The real man's name. The lieutenant covers his face and sighs audibly. Where do I live? But of course, Harry. He nods. Your precinct is the 41st, and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but it's okay. Don't really care about anything else. I was hoping that I had a house nearby, which would have sorted out some issues, but still. Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree? You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria. Oh my, he smiles pleasantly. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter? Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood. You're a community leader. Help your community out. I don't want to compliment this dude, but it will help. It's more likely to get the job done. I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. He licks his fat lips and continues. Oh, sorry, and smiles. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. He picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right, then clicks a button. John Luke, the cop who bested you in physical combat, is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. Hi, Zach. He somehow has fat lips and no lips. It's an amazing contradiction. Also, I appreciate the fact that he straight up told his racist that he got punched. I'm just gonna revel in that. This is Everard Clare, the Union leader. And all-around dickbag. He turns back to you. You can find Luke down at the gates, but he smirks. You already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you, now that he's back on his feet. Fine, let's talk about my lost gun. Yes, your lost gun. His face turns serious. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Yeah, he's the Union leader. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. He winks at you. It's just a matter of time and effort. Cahill returns with Bun. The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Yes, Juice, that kind of Bun. I will not be blackmailed at this gun business. Gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in? Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed, he makes air quotes, factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship with the good Martinez. Oh, I hate him. It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting. Does this mean if I do things for you, I'll get my gun back? Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. He turns to the lieutenant. I am only kidding, of course. He is not. Of course, the lieutenant replies dryly. I understand. We help you, you help us. Let's talk about the hanging. Oh, of course, that's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. He nods. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you, like I'm helping you with the body and your lost gun. Oh, you're probably right about that, Cahill. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand. You need to interview me. I sense there's a but. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, We could blow this thing wide open. Yes, that sounds good, the lieutenant says with a slow nod. Let's do that. But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. Suddenly he slaps himself on the forehead. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors. Does this dude want me to truth him? Because I'm just about ready to truth him. I've opened a few doors in my life. You've heard wrong, Everard. We're not. Oh, you're being too modest, my friend, he chuckles. But don't worry. This annoying thing I have is completely legal. I just need you to open a door. Why don't you just open it yourself? Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have the extraordinary physique you do. He slams his fists together. You look like you could run around all day. Buddy, just eat a salad or something. You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you. Fuck, Cahill, that's such a good joke. What movie is that from? I repeat, I am a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. He turns back to you. So what'll it be, Harry? Oh, it's from some movie, but it's one of the perfect jokes. Who are you, how'd you get in here, and what's your business? I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith. Whose door is it? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. What do you mean by a weasel? A loud, blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. He removes his glasses and rubs his nose. Give me a second. I think there may just have been a knock on my door. I will be back in just a second. Nope, nothing. I'm expecting a delivery today, so I'm just trying to keep an ear out. But nobody is here to truth me, fortunately. Police Squad 1982 is the movie? I mean, it kind of feels like that era. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. He puts his glasses back on. This feels real bad. I'm refusing the task for now. Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Even worse, we won't be able to speak like equals about the murder. Perhaps this was just bad timing for you. Know that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do. He winks at you. For your sake, my sake, and for your gun's sake, too. Oh, this game would be so much easier if I just, had no ethics. The lieutenant sighs. Yes, we both understand what you meant. This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later. Fine. I'm just going to skip through this. We need to talk about the murder. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done, and we can take our friendship to the next level. He flicks his fingers. You get the key. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations, hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. He smiles, obviously satisfied with how well he planned it all out. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home to see the unlocked door. I hate this. I actually kind of wish Moobot did have dice. I can probably set up a couple of commands. Does it have it like built in and I just switched it off? Because I've done that before. I met Joyce, the company representative. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Oh no, they're not. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. His smile widens. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy. Yeah, there's a lot of press X to doubt going on here. What happened with the previous negotiator? What do you mean, Harry? The big man sounds annoyed. Nothing. I let him go. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. He looks down and sighs. God knows how long he's got left. You calling him a midget? What? What the fuck? Harry, he exclaims indignant. I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. Abruptly, he smiles and changes his tone. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. It's hard to say if he really lost his temper or if this is another one of his tricks. This man almost never angers visibly. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Kim should fucking truth him at this point. Yes, Kale. I originally saw that not with midget, but with cracker, but it's a very good point. When she got back, the whole thing was over. Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her. Yes, lowballing. Of course. He's suddenly very serious. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people's real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types. Okay, admittedly, that line is very accurate. You're right, that is from John Mulaney. I forgot where that was from. I love John Mulaney. His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior. Why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that. Of course, Harry, let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I mean, I'm getting a lot of why don't we have both of this, Cahill? So, you know, what you said. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this, he makes an all-encompassing gesture, is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock, He looks around. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Evrart doesn't mind. This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay. So I can't talk to him about the hanging until I open the door. I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later. Wait! He leans, reaches into his drawer, and pulls out a plastic card. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Great. Wouldn't want to get stuck in here. Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry. I am not a Union man. Don't you dare. Anyway, I just want to quickly check these updates. Open the door for Evrart. So I've got to get the key from Manana. And getting the body down. Go to Measurehead on the gates and ask him to get the body down. It's weird. It looks like there's a way to get outside, but that does not appear to be the case. Controls? Oh, okay. We have to go around. That's fine. There was someone outside who I wanted to talk to. Yeah, Arrow. It went really well last stream. I punched him in the throat and then roundhouse kicked him in the face. It was glorious.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Well, this is Leo, whose note we found. It was very exciting, Arrow. The accent is so thick it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubi Sunt on Mundi. Sure, those are certainly words.
Container, container, used to be Walpines. Container, container, now belongs to Evrart.
So it's interesting. That's leaning towards kind of Scottish. You know, I should probably have a Moobot command that links to my VOD channel. Because I do have a VOD channel on YouTube with all of my archives. Because Twitch keeps them for what, 2 weeks or something? Hi.
Evrart, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Yeah. That's the one, Juice. Although now I think it's just they call me Mr. Pig. I can actually post it quickly. I will make a command. This man is genuinely very sweet for now. Let's hope it lasts. Oh, cool. So, YouTube's giving me the, encoded channel name for some reason. Whatever. That'll take you to my channel. If you want to see my VODs going back to... God, when was my first? April or something? 8 months ago. For some reason it feels like longer. That's certainly the first one I uploaded onto YouTube. That was May 2020. Good lord, that was a long time ago. VODs are no longer getting auto-deleted? That's interesting. That's very odd. The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. And it makes you feel like an asshole for no apparent reason.
I see you're not a Union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and scabs?
I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know. And folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
His voice is incredible. You're Ubi, right? Oh yes, born and raised in... Okay, so he's Irish. He's Irish. I think the inclusion of the fact that he was born and raised in a place called basically Irish. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. Which leans towards Scottish again, not Irish. Probably just like some kind of mix. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors. Thank you for clarifying that, sir. What are you doing with the containers? Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operator to spot them. He waves at the containers towering behind him. 83% chance of a logic check? May as well. Worst case scenario, I just get some morale back. I fucking failed? I rolled a 3? Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder. God, I rolled poorly. Red is so much prettier than drab old green. No, keep the amazement to myself. The old man whistles and hums a jaunty tune. Where is everyone? The harbor is empty. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. He leans in with a confidential look. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Haha, we haven't worked for 2 months now. So no one is working? Ooh, enjoy, Summer. Not everyone is down there, of course, he chuckles. Mr. Everard is in his office where he always is, and Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. He pauses to think. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble, and Everard sent them on a nice vacation for a week or so. He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. Oh, well, that's interesting. This pretty much confirms that they were the murderers. What trouble did Titus and his friends get into? Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. It's union business. He smiles and leans closer. I have a union card. Maybe that will convince him. Him and his boys stirred something up in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everard telling them to take some time off. What did they actually do? I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know? Another chuckle. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school. Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hardies. He looks to you for assistance. Let's hear about this fight you got into. No, fuck that. Too rowdy? Leo, what kind of fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary? Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving and words are spewing forth. Words, and look, even more words. This guy could go until the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a priced fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions. Do you work here? Yes, everybody needs a job and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick, but everyone calls me Leo. The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture. I'm like Mr. Everard's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everard is away. He chuckles. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady. A good-hearted chuckle again. Miss Beaufort. I wonder if she is perhaps the lady driver. Who is this Miss Beaufort? The lieutenant looks up at Liam. A real pretty lady with skin like those Dew and Suka candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here. And I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic. Who is this Miss Beaufort you mentioned? Oh, Lizzie? So I'm guessing Elizabeth Beaufort. Someone else mentioned Elizabeth. This is coming together. She's a real sharp tool. Mr. Everard put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. Wait. Elizabeth is the woman who I thought was a gardener who was protecting those dudes. Elizabeth is much more powerful than I thought. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community, one day, I'm sure. For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes. He goes on. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has. He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes. I don't know much about control juice. I've heard it's interesting. Law school? Could he be talking about the Union Fixer, aka the Gardener? So this is the Union Fixer, the Gardener. Looks like it. I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she's a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too. The little guy smiles a disarming smile at you. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners? Oh, yes, he replies excitedly. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. What was that about the borscht? Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. The little guy chuckles merrily. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. He shakes his head with a wide smile. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renardine's boar dogs every time the lunch is done. Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dog fighters. Alcohol, however. What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking? Yes, I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirit. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. So they're selling it as borscht, but I doubt it is. Hold up. Who makes it at the whirling? Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it. Oh, sure, mister, sure. The little guy nods. You do that. Yes, sir. What's in that container over there? Point to the container suspended from the crane arm. Oh, that one. He looks at the container. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Okay. Interesting. The banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. White waves on red. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. It smells like blood. Nice. I think I'm pretty much done up here. Well, I'm probably going to mess about with this crane now, just to figure stuff out. Okay, let's switch it on. The loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. Oh! And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose which has now been fulfilled, to move this container. What's inside the container? Who can say? All you know is it's special. I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, he looks at the crate. Except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying. Switch it off. The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all. Well, yes, that is sort of what off means. But I'm curious if I can open this. Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard. So Leo said it was empty. Also, exactly correct, Juice. This is a special container. Kim, I think there's something about this container. Lieutenant sighs. Is this like your thing with that wall again? Maybe, I can't tell. I think we should investigate further. You do? Because I don't. Why not? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? It was hanging from the crane. You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with the cargo container. Fine. We're not here to interact with containers. We're here to talk to the Union, right? And I've done that. Open the door. You attempt to turn the handle to no avail. The door seems to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions, with some puzzlement. Knock on the door? No reply. But I want to open it. But I want to do a thing. Chain cutters in one hand, truther in the other hand. Let's see if we can open it now. No? I'll be back for you. Whoops, whoops. Possibly, but I'll be back. I can ask him about it next time. For now, I've got some other things to follow up on. I mean, very possibly. I didn't go over every option with Everard, so there is every chance I missed something. But as I said, I'll be back later. I've got several questions for him, and I don't think all of them are going to make him happy, so let's speak to Measurehead again, which is a thing I need to do. Hey, Measurehead, you dickbag.
This has drastically altered our race dynamic.
I knocked you out like a god of martial arts. But more accurately, it was just something I had to do, because you deserved it. Our personal dynamic has changed. He pauses for a second. A little. He means very little. Everard told you to help us get the body down from the tree. So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy. I will go and remove the body from the tree with my bare hands. You're so noble, Measurehead. But, while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. He turns to the lieutenant. Both of you. That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side. Fuck, I wish Kim could truth her. Kim hasn't truthed anybody so far. That means showing everyone that we're taking orders from the Union. Yes, that is precisely what it means, Homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that? This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with the compromise. Fucking fine. Man, I hope this doesn't take too long. But if it takes a while, I can at least chat to Kim. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves. So you guys are like cops or something? Oh, I can talk to her for the first time. Why are you with Measurehead? Look at him. He's craniometric perfection. Are you cops or what? Apparently so. Cool. I like men with guns and power. The woman twirls her hair. I'm Katya, by the way. Katya, I think you're attracted to very bad people. You hear that? The lieutenant looks toward the yard. That sound? He's breaking something. He's just gonna fucking break the tree branch. Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it. I also wish I could see it. Look at you, RCM Rent-A-Cops, a loud voice booms in from below. Guarding that bridge like Everard's lapdogs. Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale? Bruh, I am investigating a murder. That's all I'm here for. Yes, I am an unbelievably corrupt cop. I am corrupt every opportunity I get. Yeah, spoken by a mercenary pretending to be a worker. That's a good point. I'll work with whoever I want. I'm here to get a job done. A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then the man turns to look behind him, at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him. That was a good way to handle it. I thought it was going to be a thing where you had to wait for like 10 minutes or something, and that could have been very boring, but they handled this well. The corpse has been removed from the tree. I suspect part of the tree has also been removed from the tree, but we'll find out. He brushes wooden flakes off his hands. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with race victory today. Buddy, remember how I knocked you out? Because I'll do it again. Sadly, no, he didn't die. There has been no side choosing. We did what we had to keep order. He nods slowly. And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see. You know, whatever. Believe what you want, buddy. I need to speak to you to get the key.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Was nice enough. It is but a rest area and the path leading across open plains, he notes solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face. Right, you talk to the boss eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. Everett said you have a key to a door? A key, huh? He runs his fingers through his mustache. What door is this key supposed to open? He said it belonged to a weasel. But yeah, almost certainly a whistleblower. Oh, say no more. I got you. He taps the side of his nose with a little wink. I don't like this, but this is the way it has to... Like, I have to make some kind of progress. Key to basement apartment. That's interesting. I got that key right here. Let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. I'm not opening it for myself. I'm opening it for all the working men. But yeah, I'm not really doing this for political reasons. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too, he nods. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business. I actually know exactly where that is, I think. Okay, but where did you get the key from? The janitor gave it to me. Nice fellow. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. His gaze wanders off into the distance. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? He doesn't wait for your answer. To feed our children, I guess. Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person? When he'll be home? He shakes his head. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we're fighting for. The man takes a big sip of his flask. Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting. Ask him about the Hardy Boys. I will. Los Hardys? He smiles. They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. He takes a swig from his flask. But really, they're just like you. Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes? Yeah, let it go. I'm not going to convince him of anything. Any idea who killed the hanged man? The mercenary eye? He shrugs. Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? He shakes his head sullenly. I know who did it. This isn't getting me anywhere. Except it is kind of frustrating me. Because this guy will not tell me anything. Ooh. This is important. I can get money for my several bottles. You know, I have to say, I like how understated the music is in many parts of this game. It's very atmospheric. Not much more than that. Let's get some more money. And I get double money because I'm Hobo Cop. I've got 15 bucks. This isn't going terribly at all. Getting the body down, good. I may even earn enough money to be able to stay at the hotel for another day. Hobocop doing his job. Yep, he just fucking tore the branch down. Hi, Kuno. How did that go?
Show before. A gift came by, completely fucked a tree to pieces.
Cool.
He fucked the tree up. Fucked it good. It was porno.
That word doesn't mean what you think it means, but okay. I wish I could have been here to see it. Now, I have some questions. So I've got to increase my empathy to try this again. Oh, I also hate these children. But now I can do stuff with the body at least. The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side. Well, it's down. This is not beautiful. I'm not going to wipe a tear from my eye. I refuse. Heck yeah, that was a ton of experience. Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. The lieutenant nods approvingly. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Oh, good. Yes, he covers his nose and lists. 1, investigation of the scene. 2, initial examination of the victim. 3, field autopsy. 4, transportation of the body to the morgue. We're on number 3. The fuck are they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up. Don't we have someone else for this? A doctor? No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work. Everything. Yes, and I appreciate the fact that you brought up the idea of it being diegetic. Like, there's frequently no music, and when there is, like, you can frequently just identify, oh, it's coming from this building, and it makes the world feel very, very grounded. Honorary rank of detective? An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of fieldwork. Mine is lieutenant detective. Also, Luca, it's cool to see people bringing up the concept of diegesis. It's not something people discuss a lot, but I always like thinking about it. I feel like a detective. You are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case if you weren't. Now, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. Try to remove the dead man's boots. I thought we decided to leave it to processing. The lieutenant shakes his head. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus. Fine. First, what exactly is a field autopsy? Come on, officer. He pulls on a pair of latex gloves. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. Okay, let's get in there. There truly is a time for everything. Even for yellow gardening gloves. He nods approvingly. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in a limited capacity. Alright. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes. Yeah. I find it interesting to whenever something interesting happens, especially in a movie or a TV show or something, it's always interesting to consider how much of it is diegetic. It's particularly interesting in something like a musical. You watch something like a Disney musical, and the character starts singing. To what extent is that diegetic? And that's one of the ones that's kind of more difficult to answer, but it's still fun to think about. We just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form. That's right. You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you knew the protocol. Open your ledger at the field autopsy form. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11 field info form needs filling out. It begins with 1. Assistant. That's you. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. No, fortunately I know my real name now. The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says, Coroner's Case Number. KK57-0803.0815. Squeal. It is one of the best games I've ever played. There are so many ways to play it. The story is deep and kind of slow building. The actual kind of RPG elements are fascinating. I would completely recommend it if you have any interest in kind of mystery stories, in like point-and-click adventures, in anything like that. I would highly recommend it. Watch a movie where there was a shot where the character took off his glasses and the world became blurrier. but they made the ambient noise muffle too. So yeah, that's a situation where, yeah, Squeal. So there are one or two things, like you have the ability to sometimes like punch people, but there's no traditional combat. You don't fight. You have no skills like that. So I can actually quickly show you. These are your skills. Things like logic, empathy. Physical instrument is how well you can use your body. Perception is how well you can see things. These are your skills, and they represent like parts of your personality. But yeah, there's no traditional combat. The closest you'll get is like if you have to punch someone, it will be a physical instrument check, but it's almost more D&D in the sense that there's a dice roll to determine if you succeed or fail. But it's all handled so well that it feels natural, and both success and failure, you still move forward for the most part, which is always a good sign of design. But yeah, Luca talking about the glasses come off and ambient noise becoming muffled. That's one of these situations where something is non-diegetic, because if I take my glasses off, I can still hear perfectly. But what muffling the ambient noise does is it tells the audience perception is dulled, and it's a way to non-diegetically give a little bit more information, and it's very clever. Write that down. Next, name. We've heard a nom de guerre, Lely. It's better than nothing. What's next? Date of birth. NA, age. Lieutenant corrects his glasses. Roughly 50. The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery. Race, Mondial. The pudgy mess of curled meat looks neither Mondial nor anything other. Sex? Fucky, the little monster exclaims energetically. Male. Pig's gonna have sex? Right, fucky. Oh my god, I love that that's an option. Oh, I'm so tempted. I'm not going to, but I'm so tempted. That's another thing, Squeal. A reason this game is worth considering. Some of the best writing I've ever experienced in a game. The characters you don't like are horrible. The characters you do like are wonderful. You get options like this, where you can just screw up a form on purpose. Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. Date of death? We're still going with March 4th, 51. What else? He looks over your shoulder. 9, body identified by is non-applicable. 10, case number is the same as the coroner's case. KK570503-0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains. Evidence of treatment. None, at least not after the initial examination. A strange word, treatment. What exactly is treatment anyway? Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. Okay. Was the body... Yeah, did they basically try to make it look like something else? How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here, saying something... say something sure-handed. Don't overdo it, it's okay to be unsure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over? They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dock workers. He places his hands on the dead man's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature. A holdout from pre-Delorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform, then... Somewhere in Jamrock North, a small woodshed behind Rosencrantz Row. Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hands to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Yeah, Squeal. Basically each of these, imagine a party RPG where the party is all of the different sides of your personality. Not in a split personality way, but just like I chose to focus on what's called Inland Empire. So my character has a very rich like inner life and very strong imagination. Things like physical instrument. Electrochemistry is one of my favorites. So at one point, my electrochemistry kind of forced me to find and smoke cigarettes. I got experience for smoking cigarettes because my electrochemistry was just, fuck yeah, let's do drugs. All of these things are me talking to myself. It is, but it works so well. And when you first start the game up, there's a voice representing like your animal nature, which is just perfect. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. Outside, Grand Koran. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Torson. Hand extended, he approaches to make sure she is dead more than anything else. Don't do school, stay in milk, drink your drugs. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide, the other an accident, the small one. And so all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath. We should start the post-mortem. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer the why. External examination summary. Clothes, he begins. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babardine, I think. Let's see. He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label. I don't see why that's necessary, but sure. See, it's happening! Babardine, yes. Inexpensive. Size medium, color white. The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid. I hate these kids. The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing. When am I gonna get them? Tattoos. He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow, length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. He produces a measuring tape. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good, ambient temperature below freezing. That's an interesting point, Luca. Because my understanding is lighter colors fade faster. The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. The bust's actual height is about 1.5. Oh, sorry, 1.85. No, you could not take him straight on. I'm gonna write down 1.85 meters, Lieutenant. Of course, I undercompensated. He pockets the tape. Hey! I did a good thing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. He kneels in to get a better look. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back short. Height Touch the corpse's hair before moving on, I guess. The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet. I'm not going to stroke his hair. God, that just got weird very quickly. I'm guessing more likely the latter, Luca, but it's certainly something to think about. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested, contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity. Yes. Yes. Fucking low velocity? The kid explodes. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity. The lieutenant pays no heed. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Right down, but amend for high velocity. No, fuck Kuno. Ligature mark. The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand, pulls on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. The steel wiring, he concedes, breathless. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark. Excuse me. You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. Pull out the rubber gripped cutters. Always good to think ahead. Now, he points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I know that was very loud. And I should have muted. But I didn't. Because I'm a fool. We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can. See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off. No, he ain't. C looks blasé. Your pig's a boring fuck. No, it wasn't a sneeze. I was just clearing my throat. Weird things happened in my throat. It was unpleasant. 83% chance to cut the belt off. Because my physical instrument is pretty powerful. So that's good. But unfortunately, it cannot be retried. So, you know, you can always fail, even on an 83. But I didn't. After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark ligature marks around it. Success. The lieutenant kneels closer, running his finger along the dark red groove, until there's a gap. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. As it ought to be. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact. He presses down on it. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact. Genitalia. He pulls down the man's underpants. Now it's gonna happen! See! I fucking knew it! This is clearly what they've been waiting for. Ever since the autopsy began, the lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible. Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Write it down and move on. I'm not gonna fucking look at his bits. Dude's already dead. You know what, Luca? I wouldn't be surprised. This game does weird shit all the time. Back is symmetrical and intact. He struggles to turn the corpse on its side. Upper and lower extremities are intact but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before he was a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life. In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. This is the body of a soldier, a mercenary. He nods. We have a real museum here, of battles, wars. Last item, hands. He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let the lieutenant work alone. Hands are clean. He inspects the wrist. No sign of a recent struggle. Were we expecting any? I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. But that is curious. He had to be subdued before they could bring him out here, but apparently he didn't fight? Very curious. Yeah, but here's the thing. Like all the damage on the right appeared to be from previously, from like his life, not from his death. So it's curious that there's no real sign of fighting back. You know, for a mercenary. This is very curious. Ooh, he turns to the side to breathe. It's not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket. You hear a muffled voice. That's all for the external. We're done. What's next? Internal examination. Central nervous system, he says, and then concludes abruptly. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system? You don't even have a joke. Nope. Right, and I love the fact that I was going to joke about it. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. He gets close to the swollen mouth hole, eyes squinting from the fuse. Not injury related. Eyes and tongues protuberant, hyoid bone. Let's see. Well, that's the thing, Luca. It's very curious. Or he could potentially have been drugged, which would have made hanging him very easy. And if there is a drug trade, probably easier to do that. With his eyes almost closed, drugged or drunk, yeah, both very good options. The lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. Yeah, jack the fucker off. It depends on how drunk, Luca. There's drunk and ready to fight, and there's drunk and can't stand. And I'm not sure which one he was in. The hyoid bone is fractured, he says after a while. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact, unremarkable. Fractured is not really a surprise if he was hanged. The drop was from 1 to 1.5 meters, so that makes sense. Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. Respiratory system, he stops to exert more force. Both hands are used. He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hands. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in the mucosa of the lips and mouth. From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaws are torn apart, hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands. Look inside the dead man's mouth. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there, sickly sweet air unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. No need to look any deeper. Except mayhaps? Frankly, I'm not doing the autopsy. I'll just write it down. He wipes his brow. Hepatobiliary? NA. I don't know what that word means. He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? I'm actually just going to look this word up because I'm genuinely confused. Having to do with the liver and the gallbladder, bile ducts. Okay, I learned a thing today. Right, NA. Same for toxicology and serology. The mucosa of the mouth is a soft inside bit. If it was bleeding, that could mean they shoved something in his mouth and he struggled. But that wouldn't make sense because he didn't fight the rest. Yeah. Steech! Everyone, Staunch has arrived. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits lividity in the lower extremities, feet, hands, and neck, visually consistent with a hanging. Gastrointestinal, he breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there. Then he touches the corpse's bloated lower body briefly and says, digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila! Write it down. Keep the voila. He deserves that. What's next on the list? Description of injuries. Let's see, he tilts his head. We have bite marks, contusions on head and chest. The bite marks are interesting. I know he says consistent with predation, but I still think they're curious. Yeah, bite marks, contusions on head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one, too. Bite marks. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. Pop time, no! This is the worst time for you to be here. But no, it appears to be just... I mean, he was hanging in a tree for a week. I can see birds getting in on that. And your opinion, officer? Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Non-fatal post-mortem. Agreed. Next injury? Contusions. So, the scalp bleeds from post-mortem head injury, is stone. The injury does not have the room of an early inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem. At maximum velocity, fucko. Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity. Coagulated blood sticks to the scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Excuse me. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes. Non-fatal post-mortem. Ligature mark. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircles the neck, with the gap on the neck measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck. So he definitely wasn't conscious when he was hanged, because otherwise he would have made some attempt to claw at it. Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side, awaiting your judgment. The ring around his neck is visible. What was that about no clawing around the neck? You'd be clawing for your life. Aha, I would. Opinion, fatal injury. That's it. He cracks an uneasy smile. We've established cause of death. It's not much, but it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. He produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket, a body bag. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. First, how did it go? Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. What else? We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy. Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order. I'm not going to say that to Kim. What now? I need a copy of that autopsy form, then I will drive him to Faubourg. Rip out a copy of the autopsy pages. For processing. He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again. He's thinking, did I miss something? Perception legendary. Oof! So, no, I'm not going to take this. Especially because I've already established probable cause. I can't see any benefit to this. That's only for red checks, Juice. For white checks, I don't believe I get the morale boost for failing. Tell me something, dead man. Shoot, Looney Rooney. I hate you. You stink and you're boring. Do I remind you of someone? Me in the bathroom mirror. There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like me. Just keep drinking and having a good time. It's a matter of weeks. Okay, so there's nothing I can get from him. I think we're about done here. I don't think there's anything more we're gonna get from this. Okay, he unrolls the plastic. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my Kinema. I assume that's his car. I can take care of the rest. I mean, you're not wrong, Luca. There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. May they rest in processing. What should I do in the meanwhile? Continue working here. The locals, the case, or tend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs with the whirling in rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp. Oh, so I don't have Kim for the rest of the day. That's curious. This means Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You're free to do side tasks, and even the main case, though it might be more difficult. This is the worst timeline. If you have nothing to do, read books or sit on the bench in the plaza. Oh well. No more Kim. What am I going to do without him? I mean, probably devolve and just get drunk. Although one thing I would like to do... I would like to possibly unlock another one of these slots. I mean, that's fair, Luca. He's unlikely to die at this point. I wonder if another one of these might be worth unlocking. God, there's so many of these. So, for anybody, I know Squeal was here earlier. I don't know if they're still here, but you also get these. These are basically perks that can make you better, but there are so many of them, and how you come by them is different. Like every time you play, it's rad. Oh my god, finger pistols? I have the perfect emote for finger pistols. But this is something I might want to consider. Basically becoming a pure communist. I wonder, like, every single one of these gives me a significant benefit. I cannot imagine that this will be any different. I'm going to spend one skill point on that. And then start internalizing Mazovian socioeconomics, which is to say, you know, communism. And then what else should I build up? I've been needing authority quite a bit, and I need it in at least 2 more cases. So I'm thinking of leveling this up. Okay. No more Kim, unfortunately, but there's still plenty that I can do. Whoops, I should go down here. So I can open the door for Evrart, even though I hate him, and I don't want to do anything for him. Like, I need to know shit. And yeah. this is the apartment. This must be it. The basement door is weather worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some. Press your ear against the door. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. Carefully knock. I want to make sure no one's home. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment. Now, Everard specifically told me not to look inside. So, of course, I'm going to look inside. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator? A fountain of quicksilver. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft. A whistle. I fucking have to. This is very important to me. Mostly because Everard told me not to. And honestly, fuck him. Oh! Interesting. So this is the whistleblower. A book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can almost feel the sun, the warmth of the red sun on the flag. Looks a little bit like, I think it's the Argentinian flag, if I'm remembering. The flag of Revachol the Suzerainty. What's with the sun? This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. It's the sevenfold sun miracle, which is, it's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather, 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomenon is how Revachol got its flag. It is but one of the many strange optic atmospheric phenomena on this wondrous archipelago. You're sure you once saw sundogs in your youth, and blue flares. I'm not going to bow to the flag. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. Oh, I'm in their bedroom. I'm taking their magnesium. Small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over? That's particularly curious. Fair-haired normally means light-haired. So it's your typical kind of blonde Conan kind of image. Although it is interesting. Fair is not a word that we normally use to mean that. Ooh, a nice dress shirt that can improve my logic. I don't really need conceptualization that much, and this reduces my suggestion. Wait, why am I wearing this shirt if it's worse than another one I've got? Whatever. Oh, that's a jacket. It's not a shirt. Cool. I'm kind of liking the way I'm set up at the moment. I've got jeans, which reduce my reaction speed. I like reaction speed, though. A row of mugs. Hang on, there was a mug thrown out in the garbage. A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols, a broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes and others. Tap on the mugs. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures. What do you mean uncomfortable? The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much. This is the person who threw out that other mug. I'm shocked that that actually mattered. Typical asshole. This person is unhappy. Whip out your yellow man mug and compare. Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines. The owner of this collection could be dumping his trash in the whirling's container. Okay, now this is interesting. Because the dead man's clothes were in there. An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often. Okay, that went a bit too far. Is this really the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash? Who knows? Could be, but this clothes in the trash lead doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. Still, good thing to keep in mind. You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done. I think that's everything I can interact with. Wait. Why is that showing something new? I'm confused. Just want to confirm again. Nothing new in here. Nope. Oh, I'm so sad that there's no more Kim. What's the point of playing this game if there's no Kim? Doesn't quite seem worth it. Seems like a lot more red than last time, or am I just not remembering correctly? More likely the latter. Oh? What is this and why can I not open it? Carry on in Kim's name. Thank you, Cahill. I am curious what Joyce thinks now that we've spoken to Everard. Because I don't like her. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in all your life. Zach.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare. You have? She smiles carefully. And how did you like Mr. Clare? Finally, time to choose sides. He's a beautiful man. Beautiful and just. Everard Clare is a hero of the workers' movement. He's the champion I've sworn fealty to. What the fuck? He's a bloated rainbow socialist. No problem, Cahill. Good luck working in the snow. I assume you mean shoveling, but I don't know. Maybe you've got some other work in the snow. Do your snow accounting. I can do business with him. For socialists, he's reasonable. No, he's not. I'm not swearing fealty. I'm not choosing sides if I can avoid it. How did you like Mr. Clare? I didn't. Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, she answers her own question. Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth. She looks at the ground and nods. Of course, I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a worm myself. There's a pause. But if you felt like passing some information... Here's the thing. She is not the good guy in this story. I don't think there are good guys in this story. And IRL, unions are better than billionaires. But I feel like she is at least interested in solving the murder. He is not. How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping. I mean, that is fair, Luca. That's why I'm not choosing sides. Because I'm not on her side. I love the fact that the necktie is just an important thing. Yes, your disgusting tie agrees completely. Let's gossip. That money you gave me, would that make things weird if I shared information, I mean? Weird? Oh no, one of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information. You see, even when it comes to trade secrets. Which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage. Even if they did, it would be fine. But they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between friends. The lieutenant might have, but I don't remember you logging anything as anything, Harry. Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. Oh, her eyes become large and round. That's so helpful of him. So very, very helpful, she repeats. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on that gun? No. Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? I'd rather talk about something else for now. Oh, I thought I could spill the tea. Of course, detective, she simmers down. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Dang it, there was so much tea that could have been spilled. I'm still curious about this. Why? I don't know how clearly you can hear that on stream. But there's a sound that sounds like I'm interacting with it, and yet there's no effect. I know, Luca. It's so painful when you've got all this tea. And nobody's spilling. Also, what are these? Is this just like a street name? Oh, okay. These are literally just directions. But these are not. I'm curious what those are. Oh, those are just the books. This book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on the cover. The book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. Oh, yes. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. Heck yeah, read that book. Did I ever speak to this guy? Okay, he's got nothing useful to say. There's Renee. That is Renee, right?
Officer!
No, that's
the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me safer already. How can I help you?
I'm not gonna... I'm still tempted to ask him about his sandwich. Wanted to ask you about the Union again. Nope, nothing new.
Vigilance, officer! What can this old carabinier do for you?
Renee, I found your guard booth. Yes, the Debardiers Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. He looks down. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. Here's the thing. I know I'm Hobocop. But it's the dude's sandwich. Like, he loves that sandwich. I'm not going to eat his sandwich. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway. And money is tight, he adds with a slight sigh. He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You look happy. Who's the girl? His features stiffen and he gets a cold look. She is nobody. This is none of your concern and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM. Okay. The lady is Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Gaston speaks with a soft voice. And she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. I might follow up. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does, he nods. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since Monday. That's curious. Why are you on leave? It's a private matter, he says with dignity. Nothing to do with your investigation. Okay, fair. Gaston tells me more about Rene than Rene does. You see, officer, Rene's the kind of man who'd rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, seek it. A real man's man. He's just gonna ride it out. I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. The outburst makes him clutch his chest. It's nothing, just gotta cut back on coffee. It's his heart. So who was working your shift that night? No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. You look suddenly very old and tired. There's no other guard, it's just me. The container yard has been unguarded for a week? Yes, he nods before hesitantly continuing. It's not actually an issue. I mean, look, officer, his partner jumps in. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before Rene. Mr. Clare had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative. Oh? The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals, he tries to argue. Everett created this job for Rene because he knows the Royal Carabineers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. You see, this is the issue with Everard. I hate him. He's a bad person. But he's doing good for Rene. He just made a job for someone who needed a job. Big guy looking after the small and everyone working together. Such dependency only weakens a man further. No, that's not true. Rene is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Yeah, that's part of the reason I like the writing. There is no clear good or bad guy. Rene should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. I don't think that's going to make him feel better. I don't much like any of these. But yeah, I'm gonna go with number 4. Yes, 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 the Carabineer utters angrily. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? He is not going to become an entrepreneur. Like I said, he brings it up again. I would be anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. No. That's a terrible attitude. Also, Stealth, I agree with you. Marley Grey sandwiches are the best. You want to go inside, buddy? Also, Stealth, Kim has left. It's only temporary. He'll be back tomorrow. But for now, we're alone and sad. Okay.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Are you Miss Lizzie, Elizabeth, Miss Beaufort? I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you're actually here. Titus Hardy, she points to the tall man by the table. Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes, in the way she stands, in her face. You caught her off guard. Push her some more. Easy Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot. You're not here to chat up the legal counsel. You're here to question these men. You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that. He said Mr. Everett sent you to law school. Said you were in debt to Mr. Clare. Said you're the union fixer. Yeah, I sent you to law school. I represent the union and these men here. She points to the crew around the table. Don't make this personal. A very minor victory. I'll take what I can get at this point. Why are you so aggressive? I'm being aggressive? She raises her eyebrows. Listen, you moral intern lackey. You're part of a mob enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you are their bodyguard. Woman, I am trying to solve a murder. My god. Fuck yeah, the tall, broad cheers. The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer. I don't know how I read that. So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. I hate all of these answers. I like that. Good start. Let's take a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Fuck. You know what? Fuck it. Look, a comedian. Her expression stiffens. Do your job. Ask your questions, then get out of Martinez. Are you the hardy girl? I am not, she says dryly. You could be, Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model. Even a model. Her face stiffens. Glenn, I went to law school. I'm an attorney. He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of La Debutante International. Get a grip, Glenn. She went to law school. So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people. Fuck what? No, Glenn, they aren't. Her tone is cold and uninvolved. Oh, she has opinions on models. We'll talk later. Still, I got something from her. How am I on experience? Ooh, I'm not far from getting another point. Okay, let's see if I can...
What is it?
83% chance of establishing my authority. Chap, I failed 83% chances before on this very stream. I need your power. I need you. Confronted him about the drug trade, discussed the authority, but weak when I first met. But my authority is 6. So, chat, I need you to believe in me. Fucking what? How did I roll that badly? I need Kim and his gun here for my demonstration. Fuck are you talking about, gun? He asked angrily. No one's gonna let you wave a gun around. Oh, so I have to choose one of these, even though these are all bad. Apparently, Arrow. Thanks. It's not actually showing me. Oh, no, it is. The problem is, I rolled a 3. I rolled almost as badly as I could have. I still got a 10. Like, I only needed to roll a 5 or higher. No? Yeah. Yeah, if I'd rolled a 5, I would have succeeded. But I rolled a 3. Oh, these are all bad. Apparently, Juice. First you tell me someone's been raped, and then you don't say who. That's bullshit. Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, alright? We took care of it. The law handled it, alright? You're not the law, I'm the law. I guess we're both the law around here if you start to think about it. I'll go with that one. Oof. No, asshole. You're nobody. I'm the law. Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment. The cafeteria manager interrupts with his voice raised to a squeak. We get it. You're all the law. Okay, so... I'm guessing authority is my next skill point? Luca, why must you do this to me? Why must you cause me pain? How much do I need to pay each day? It's 20, right? Yeah, 20, which I can't do yet. Anything new this lady can tell me?
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby.
Wonder why she needs public phones. I love you too, Luca. It's just... Oh. To see my terrible RNG just thrown back in my face, it hurts. Yes, I'm gonna ask about the borscht. That's the plan, Arrow. But unfortunately, the person who makes it, I can't speak to.
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mum.
Soup cop.
It's fine. I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Luca, that's not mean at all. It was a funny moment. Clips are for funny moments. Like, I appreciate you clipping it. It's just... Oh, sometimes my soul. No, I will do my best to let anybody know if they go too far. So far, nobody has. Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
I love it when Moobot interrupts, like, an actually serious bit of conversation. Also, that's very important. I just want everybody to remember that that exists. You know, the best. Also, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Manager was vague about it. Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask Garte, maybe. Ah! You got caught by the timeout. Why do you need to use the phone?
To let the young woman who is house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to be back on Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them.
Interesting. Ah. That's interesting. Hi, Summer. How was the sussing?
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
You hear that? Someone's missing. There could be foul play afoot. I love missing persons cases. That is a terrible thing to say. Oh, all of these are terrible. But that's the least terrible? Oh, I didn't say that out loud. I was like saying that to... That was in my inner voice. That's right. Now skip the foreplay. Time to dive into the dark alley, start shaking down the usual suspects. You know, legwork. Kim's not here. My focus is apparently supposed to be on, like, side activities, so this will be one of them. Has your husband gone missing before?
This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
Okay, but he's a cryptozoologist, so, you know. A cold breeze hisses through the dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags. Oh! I must check out on Moobot how to make that... how to fix that.
But you have more important things to worry about.
Yeah, what's this expedition? Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday, she sighs. What could be keeping them? Yeah, the waterlock. Who's this Gary person? Do you trust him? She smiles. Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they'd come. I trust him with my husband's life any day. Now, the waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there. Oh my, what happened to the waterlock? I really don't know. Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. You've spared me another sleepless night. It's not just text. I've specifically set it for users. I might do it with text instead, because that might be better. Listen, sweetie, I hate to ask, but if your investigation happens to take you on the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. Now, this will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him, here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Tell me more about him. Looks, character, relationship. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. What does your husband look like? I love this lady. She is the best. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle. Stealth. That's the worst version of Mablunky yet. It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world. Let's try again. If you're trying to meet him on the street, if I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for? Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair. Usually a bit uncombed, you might say wild even. Oh, one other thing. He'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds. You know, just in case. How long have you been married? We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Her smile is soft. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. I think that's all the information I need. Yeah, tell me about the rare insect, why not? Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating, she catches herself. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae. I do actually want to hear about it, because... she hesitates. It's a phasmid, technically, but... Oh yeah, here comes the interesting. Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering it with us, officer. Is this what that game Phasmophobia is about? That I've been hearing everyone playing? Is it just a game where you get stick bugged? What makes you think the phasmid is around here? Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looked like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping. So newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly. And they didn't even know what they were looking at. Is it dangerous? Is it valuable? Does it have cool powers? Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. Her face lights up at the thought of it. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even. Is it dangerous? She chuckles to herself. Not at all. Why would it hide itself so carefully? Is it valuable? Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie. What's so special about the stick bug? Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. The woman's face flushes with embarrassment. Morel can explain it much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand for sure. God, I wish right now, like, the game would identify however many lines and then pull it together into the fucking stick bug meme, and that's the end of the game. Like, it would be incredibly disappointing, but also incredibly hilarious. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything more. But I've got a new task. There's not much else to do except speak to this guy, and unfortunately I cannot speak his language. Leo said you're friends with Manana. Is that true? Oh, Juice is much more into it. Now the mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends. What is in that borscht you're making there? Point to the large pot. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak. Yes? The man looks at you, then at the soup. His face lightens up. He picks up a bottle from the shelf. Borscht, need more vodka? Vodka borscht. I love it, Breton. Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself. I'm sorry, Luca. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. Yeah, cut the vodka. Aha. The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak. Well, Juice. Well done. 0%. Knick-knack stand easy? But it's not showing me where these... Oh wait, there's the knick-knack stand. Oh, is this where I can try to steal from him? Like, I'm not going to, but I can. These ones are... The ones in grey are not available at the moment, which is fine. But I've got another point. So fuck it. For an extra point into authority. So, chat. Do you think I can fuck this up another time?
It's you again. What is it?
92% chance. Literally, I need to roll a 4 or higher. That's all. Fucking finally. As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? Where have I seen this before? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men sitting on desks talking shit and wasting time. I get it, Tysus. You guys really are the authority around here. Huh? You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand. Arrow, you wasted your jinx power. It is... your jinx is on cooldown. He leans in. You got a problem with beer now? Not quite there yet. Push on. I'm drunk on the job too. I don't give a shit, just like you guys. Ooh, I'm a big fan of beer and jerking off instead of helping people. Ooh, these are both very good. Ooh. Ooh, I can't actually choose. I think 2 is slightly better. But that's the issue. Informal poll. I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, like you. I don't like 3 as much. Informal poll. Just give me 1 or 2 in chat. I like them both, but I want to see where chat leads. I mean, that's also possible, Arrow. So Arrow's leaning 1, Luke is leaning 1, Juice is leaning 2. I don't want to wait too long, so I think I'm going to go with 1. That was what my instinct was. I don't give a shit, just like you guys. Speak for yourself, buddy. He puts the beer down. We've been giving shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together. They don't know, man. They weren't here. He turns to you. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s. Congratulations. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim. So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck. He picks the beer back up. Don't let him drink that. 1 more push, quick. Just don't antagonize him. We have this already. Yeah, it's not about who did it. It's about the victim. She needs help. Titus. He looks at her. She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give up, but on his terms. You want to help her, cop? Fine. I'm going to let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, Titus taps his chin with his fist. A freight train of pain, buddy. That's fine. What's her name? Classy Amando. I know that name. Is she the woman in the room that wouldn't open for me? That seems likely. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. A real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. Titus adjusts his cap. That's Amando with an OU. Yes, she was. Right at the very, very beginning of the game. She was the first person I met. Shit, the girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop. Oh, it's her. It's definitely her. It's Miss Orange Disco Dancer. 17% chance. You know what? If I can fail an 83% shot, I can pass a 17% shot. The probability of those two is exactly the same. Eh. You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly. Ooh! I don't understand what's so cool here. Whatever. Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off. So what was her relationship with the mercenary? Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship. Okay, I just want to find out if they'd known each other beforehand. Something is off here. His anger is possessive. It was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing. Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to our stated investigation. Thank you. I'll talk to her. Yeah. One of the things this game does very well is, even though the countries are invented, they're obviously analogs of countries in our world, and they fit the names very well. Look, wait. Oh, juice. Yeah. Dead guy deserved to die, but that doesn't mean that his murderers deserve to get off scot-free. I'll talk to her. He points his beer can at you. Remember what I said. Freight train of pain. Okay. This is progress. Ooh, money. This is the only thing that matters. I mean, it isn't. But every time I see money lying around, I have to take it. That's a fair idea, Luca. I was gonna do this now. Yeah. That is the problem, Arrow. Oh, yeah. The mercenaries are still very kill happy. This is still my room, right? I'm allowed to go in here? Yes. I just want to check once more if there's anything useful here, but there doesn't appear to be. Can I not pick up this bottle? I want money. I'm actually going to use this as an opportunity to end stream. So, yeah. As always, I say this every week, but it remains true. This game is absolutely incredible. It continues to be fascinating, to be interesting, to be well written. Thank you all for joining me. It would not be half as much fun without having you all here. Let's take a look at who we're going to raid. There are a couple of potentially interesting people. So Barry's on. I'm guessing today is a draw pile. Chair is streaming. Lee is streaming. But I'm actually going to raid someone a little bit smaller. Nah, Summer. Enjoy your sussing. You can do both. Slightly smaller channel that I have been enjoying watching. Is there an underscore there? I forget. Yes. She's actually been playing some Disco Elysium lately, but she's currently playing Raft. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. My next planned stream is Summer. I hope you can start enjoying things because you deserve to. But also, yes, you're a lot of fun on stream. And you're also fun in Among Us, so whatever. You're fun in both places. But yes, my next planned stream will be Wednesday, 5:30 Eastern for more Shining Force. On Saturday, 5:30 Eastern, there will be more Stardew Saturday, as always. And then this returns next week, Sunday at 2:30 Eastern. Be nice to Now. She's very sweet. Her channel's just growing, so I want to support her a little bit. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, because you all deserve it.